everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Good. All right, let's start the show. This week on Twitter, O.J. Simpson shared some comments about quarterback Cam Newton's vaccination status. Since social media is flooded with wannabe vaccination authorities, it was nice to finally hear from a stabbing expert. The music festival Bonnaroo, you've all heard of Bonnaroo. Bonnaroo was canceled due to flooding. To me, attending a music festival always seemed like a waste. One of my number one rules is why pay for COVID when you can get it for free? You can get it for free, people. Or put it this way, it took an act of God to save these dummies from themselves. They were about to spend $100 in gas money to see Flogging Molly. Anyway, people interviewed said it was a big bummeroo. In archaeology news, archaeologists have unearthed 9,000-year-old pots with beer residue in them. The beer pots were found buried next to a man's skeleton. Also found buried at the site a dog, guitar, and rusty old Chevy. Cause of death, heartbreak, they said. The ancient pots were found about 7 hours from Hong Kong. So if you think nothing goes together like country music and cold beer, you're actually talking about China. How about this sentence? I'm not saying scraping off the remains of a 9,000-year-old fungus is a bad idea, but the site is also 7 hours from Wuhan. So maybe do a second pass over containment procedures in the handbook. It's more of a suggestion than a joke, really. But speaking of dangerous futures, Tesla, dangerous futures. Why am I doing that? Dangerous futures. Tesla is having problems with their vehicles crashing into police cars. I'm doing it like I'm reading Declan a story. Tesla is having a problem with their vehicles crashing into police cars. Maybe you're asking, why should I be worried? I don't have a Tesla. Oh, I don't know. It's not as if rogue AI clashing with police isn't the exact plot of Terminator 2. Skynet is real. A new study says that dogs can tell when you hide food from them. I call BS though, since no dog has figured out that you just pretend to throw the ball. And finally, Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney for allegedly breaking contract by releasing her movie on Disney Plus. Although it's pretty rich of her to accuse Disney of being two-faced when Black Widow is clearly white. Second. This is just Michael right now. We had episode screw-ups. I'll talk to him about it. Well, we had one night where I was having a cardiac event. I'm drinking coffee tonight instead of Truly. We had one recording sesh where something medical was happening that I've still yet to figure out, but then we had another recording session and we had 2 great episodes and I feel really bad, but every once in a while the audio doesn't switch over when I'm using my laptop, so the USB is plugged in. But I always check it because it happened a few times at the beginning. We still released them because it was early on, but it was actually, so I'm getting like sound waves that I can see, but it's actually the laptop microphone and not the little soundboard that we have. And usually the laptop is next to me, so you can hardly hear Will. It's all echoey and everything, but anyway, so little different format, little different episode, but I'm going to bring Will on in a second, but I didn't want to not do an episode because that would sort of bum me out. And also I want to say something that was on the episode is I'm moving to Gig Harbor. And so I'm moving there in a couple of weeks with Tammy, luckily. It's not a situation where I'm finding a sad dad apartment on my own, near enough to the kids, but far enough so I can feel like my own person. Nope, we are moving as a family all together to Gig Harbor so we can live there, maybe save some money. Lana can go to school, and we'll have a grand old time. But I'll be seeing you more around the harbor, as I did tonight when I saw John and his fam at the movies, seeing some Marvel movies. But yeah, I'm moving to Gig Harbor, and Will and I had a nice conversation about the differences between Port Orchard and Gig Harbor. We actually had it 2 different times on 2 different recording sessions, and we're not going to do it again. But not much to say other than I can wrap it all up by calling Gig Harbor Prick Harbor. And I think that's a suitable nickname for Gig Harbor, Prick Harbor. And so you got to understand, I mean, as Will and I said a couple weeks ago, we didn't go anywhere growing up. I mean, yeah, we lived in Port Orchard. We hardly went to Silverdale. I mean, let alone Gig Harbor. There's no real... if you live in Port Orchard, there's... before Galaxy and... pretty much Galaxy, or if you like Applebee's. Before that was there, I mean, there's no real reason for people from Port Orchard to go to Gig Harbor unless you're passing through. You go to Tacoma. And so we didn't. And that sort of changed. Like tonight, we went to the movies, we got some Ben and Jerry's. And we did it in Gig Harbor so we can sit back and relax in a nice chair and not have to go in the stinky, dusty dungeon that is, what's the Port Orchard one called? I forget. Port Orchard Cinemas something. Anyways, so yeah, maybe I'll be seeing you more around town, Gig Harbor people that listen. This is my address, 429. No. I'll just be seeing you around. I'll be seeing you randomly. Do I want to meet up? No, I don't. Except Rob said I could have dinner, so I'm moving the 18th. So I'll be over to Fat Rob's on the 19th for dinner. But yeah, so my sort of Gig Harbor's reputation in my mind when I was growing up, it's just people who either are highfalutin or think they're highfalutin. Now, honestly, some people who are highfalutin get a pass because, I mean, there are just certain things that come with being highfalutin. You lose touch with reality. It's the Oprah thing, and you think a gallon of milk is $47 at the store, that sort of thing. And you lose touch about having normal relationships with normal people. But There's a category in between normal people and highfalutin people, which is people who think they're highfalutin people. And those are some of the worst people on the planet, and some of the people I have most beef with in my life. Because, yeah, is this judgmental to say? I talked about it on a couple episodes ago. Is it judgmental to say that highfalutin thinking people are judgmental? I guess, maybe. Unless it's true. And, yeah, Gig Harbor, Prick Harbor is full of a lot of people who think they're highfalutin because of the type of money they have, which is not rich. It's not out of touch rich. It's just rich enough to make them feel like they're important, and they're not. They're just, you happen to luck into a good job. You happen to hit the market at the right time. Your parents passed along their generational wealth that all the non-white people don't get to partake in. Okay? I'm not seeing a diverse crowd in Gig Harbor. Anyways, like, this happened to me at work. I forgot my badge, and because we had some death threats to people in my building on my floor, we have to wear a badge at all times because the doors are locked at all times. And so what happens if you have to pee and forget your badge? You are stuck outside the elevators. You can't get into either side of the 12th floor, Tacoma Financial Building, 1145 Broadway. And so then you have to buzz in. So there's a buzzer and it's got a little camera on it. Now, the two normal people who checked the buzzer were away from their desks. And another lady, who will not be named, on one side of the building, CEO, CFO, and all their assistants. And then on the other side of the floor is all the accounting staff. But there's certain people who work certain places on that floor who, just by the very nature of their jobs or who they assist, they think they're highfalutin. So I've worked there for 8 years, and there's a couple people who have never once said hi to me ever, or even like barely looked me in the eyes. And they sort of have this air about this wannabe highfalutin air about them. And so, yeah, did I forget my badge one day and have to pee? Yes. I did that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the walk of shame, push the button, and the camera's right on me. And then I hear a different voice than normal. And she says, who are you? And I said, Michael? As if I don't like see her in the elevator every day of the week, in the hallway, in the break room, next to the printer, where she doesn't talk to me or look at me. She probably doesn't recognize my face because she doesn't look at me. But she says, what are you here for? And I said, my job, I work here. Oh man. But then I was incensed the rest of the day. It's okay to forget somebody. It's okay to say this thing is pixelated like a, Nokia flip phone, but it's not okay to not recognize somebody's face because you think you're highfalutin. And that's what I'm afraid I'm going to see when I go to Gig Harbor, is a bunch of people who think they're highfalutin. That's why they got that weird on-ramp and off-ramp. We'll watch it. Because they have to be different. They can't be the same. Oh, we're part of the peninsula. We're part of Pierce County. It doesn't make sense. Gig Harbor, you will never be Bainbridge Island. Just face it. You will never be, not even Fox Island. You'll never be Bainbridge Island, and you hate it. You hate yourselves because of it. Your father wounds will never heal. Will never heal. You'll never be Bainbridge Island. Anyways, Will and I had a great conversation about that. But anyways, see you around the harbor. And here's a Willie McGilly. I do want to say half because it's a podcast and half for real. I actually do really feel bad about the recording. And I know it's like a mistake, but this is my
They were good. They were good episodes.
Speaking of Rick Glassman, this is a total Rick Glassman right here. Even if you don't care, let me just say yeah, it bums me out that they were good episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was about the second pair.
Yeah.
But then it just bums me out that we do it to hang out. So I mean, we still had the fun hanging out. So that is kind of like the weird part in my head. It's like, okay, it's not a loss because we're just having fun. But at the same time, I do feel bad because it feels like, you could be doing something else. That's what I kind of think.
My talents have been wasted.
It's like you could be doing something else. I could have. It just feels like, I don't know. It feels bad.
Oh, no. It's fine.
Yeah. Because
I felt bad that, I couldn't do anything the rest of between when you texted me that it was screwed up and then I knew I was coming down here.
Yeah. And I knew you were out. Who has the boat, by the way?
Lauren's long family friend, Eric.
Tall? I think we used the word tall.
What'd you say?
You said it, her long family friend.
Yeah. Slender man. Long term.
Long term friend.
Long time. That's what I meant. Long time.
Yeah. I know. Anyways, I feel bad, so I wanted to say sorry, even though I don't have to say sorry. But
okay. I forgive you.
It does bum me out. Oh, I already said this on the pod.
Do you have them still?
No, I just deleted them tonight.
Oh, because I was just wondering what I even talked about.
They were even worse. Than those two. We actually published two of them a long time ago, but this sounded worse. Because remember, we used to sit with a laptop real close to us, and it was in the middle of us. But this was much more echoey, and yeah,
that's what I figured. I was too far away.
Yeah. So it was all good.
Yeah.
I wrote some monologue jokes, so that's what that was. But we're not going to talk about it again because we don't want to recreate a conversation. It's impossible to recreate a conversation.
Is it?
Yeah. You look. Am I keeping you up? Well, technically, yeah, I am. But
no,
Are you having a hard time keeping your eyes open?
I'm awake. No, it's my contacts are dry.
Oh, you look a lot like Dad right now. Sometimes you do.
What if I do this?
Blowfish. Yeah. You're looking sort of beardy, more beardy than normal.
It is.
Are you getting gray, or is that just the reflection? No, that's just a
I
reflection.
got a good mustache going on.
I know your mustache is much better than mine. Mine goes out to the side.
What do you mean?
It just grows like
Your direction.
yeah. Here's something that happened tonight. I was the first one to remember to introduce my significant other at the movies.
Yeah. You went to the movies?
Yeah, I went to the movies, saw John there and his fam, and it was just me and Tim.
Put his Instagram handle up here. Barber son.
And sometimes I'm like that person who gets like hyped in the conversation, and it's not like I forget the other person, but I, forget Tammy. But it's more just I just get into what they're saying or what. Oh, isn't this crazy? Oh my gosh, hey, blah blah blah. Talking. What are you up to? And I'm like, hey, oh yeah, this.
I feel like it's awkward sometimes when they already like know about your wife or whatever because you talk about them. And then it's like, but they haven't officially met. It's like, well, here's Tammy.
And I was talking about Tammy's diarrhea a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
She said she loved that.
Really? I legitimately felt bad for you and her when you said that.
No, I was like, if you would have been actually sick, I wouldn't have said anything. But since it was just like
a reaction.
Yeah. And it wasn't really that. And I'm talking about it again.
How many weeks can we talk about?
There's going to have to be some topic in the future that we talk about more than vasectomies.
Probably. Is there a way I can not look at myself?
Okay. Yeah, Will's in Portland. Portland,
Maine. Portland, Maine. I'm here. I come here regularly for work, but this is
what kind of training are you doing?
It's our yearly training, and they had me work while all the Seattle people did it in Seattle earlier this year, so I covered their jobs.
Oh, just keep up on your signage on your train parts.
Oh yeah. And I also have to do my tri-yearly
blend.
Does that mean every 3 years? Tri-yearly recertification
3 times a year.
My conductor's license.
3 times a year or every third year?
Every third year.
Tri-Wizard Tournament.
The Tri-Wizard Cup. Lauren and I just started watching the Harry Potter. She hasn't seen them.
Oh, yeah? Which one are you
on? She said she might have watched the third one yesterday. I don't know if she ended up doing it, but I said she's not allowed to watch number 4, the Tri-Wizard Cup, Goblet of Fire, without me, because that's my favorite one.
I was just reading about that today. Plot holes and blah, 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 blah. But it's one of the more fun ones. Who cares about plot holes sometimes?
I know. My boy.
My boy. My son.
That was it. The band didn't have to go that hard. That always makes me laugh. And also the TikToks that were going around of the first movie where it's like the wizard's chess. Was that the first one or the second one? That was the first one.
Yeah.
Doing the wizard's chess, and it's like Harry's gonna sacrifice himself. Harry, no. He's like, you take the knight or whatever. My queen. And then you can check the king. Ron, no. I was just laughing at that. Like when that scene came up.
Yeah. Oh, good. I know. Yeah, it's weird. They started off such kid movies.
Well, I was looking on whatever they're on, HBO Max. They're all on there. And that they first two had one director, and then
Chris
the third
Columbus,
one is where it switches.
Alfonso, somebody.
The first two were Christopher Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's Alfonso something, and then the fourth one is someone else. But the third one is where they like get done wearing normal clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Hermione doesn't have the frizzy hair.
But
That's when my crush started.
In the book, she has frizzy hair, though. They ruined it.
And in never mind. I was gonna say, I saw this thing that said, what's something that's not in the Bible or something?" And someone said white people.
Oh yeah,
It's funny.
I saw the same thing. Like 5 different people did the same joke, so it must have been going around or something like that. Yeah.
Whitewashing.
You
Anyway, I love that
look
monologue.
so sensual. You look so sensual right now.
I love that monologue.
You didn't hear it.
Is this sensual?
I think there's stuff in there. Belly button. It was harder doing it by myself because I didn't know how to talk. And then I just listened to it back right now. I was talking very plain.
Less.
You know, it's like, I mean, everybody's asleep. It's harder to act it out and be like, "Hey, everybody."
You do that in my house where the neighbors are trying to sleep.
Yeah, I don't have to live next to them.
Remember that day you kept singing at like 10 o'clock at night so loud?
I think of that sometimes because you were egging me on by playing music for me. You're playing that
A different time.
No, I thought that was when I think that was all the same night. You were playing the church music.
Yeah. The shout music.
That was good.
Which is still a top tier form of music.
I believe it. So what do you have to do?
I'm just in Portland. I have to do class all day, tests. I have to do tests on Amtrak rules, FRA rules. That's Federal Railroad Association. It's like the FAA, but trains.
Wow.
And to that, I have to do just a bunch of tests. G-Corps, General Code of Operating Rules. That's created by BNSF.
Who's the person you saw tonight?
My coworker, Eric.
What's up, Eric?
I just haven't seen him in a long time because of COVID and different schedules and stuff.
Yeah.
Put his Instagram handle up here. AMTK98.
Nice. Well, I guess you've been going back a couple weeks, but when you started going back, did people say hey to you that you didn't see before, or did you try to reconnect with them, or?
It just depends. Since I'm my on-call extra board, it's like whoever I line up with. It's like I saw some people right away and have seen them a lot. And
this
I haven't worked with.
This is somebody you worked with, not saw out or something.
Yeah. He's a coworker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, I just like our schedules didn't line up. I actually covered his vacation. That's his vacation I was covering. Like when I went to Wenatchee.
Yeah.
Those like 2.5 weeks was his vacation.
Nice.
I worked his job.
Yep. He owes you big time.
No, someone would work it. But I got first dibs on it because of my seniority.
Oh, I pulled another power move tonight.
On?
It didn't work. It didn't work out. No, not on John. It didn't work out the way I hoped, but it was still kind of a power move. I was at Ben and Jerry's.
Yes.
Just getting a single scoop of...
You went to Uptown?
Yeah.
Uptown Funk.
It's something with it's peanut butter ice cream. It's Ben
Oh, they call that peanut butter ice cream.
something and chill.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, I don't think it had Netflix in it, but it was peanut butter,
Peanut butter and chill.
had brownie and pretzels in it. I couldn't really taste the pretzels, which is good because I don't like pretzels.
They're just bread.
But you know who was in there was another shout out for CLCPO, the worship leader from there was in there with his family, 2 kids. He was getting something. He was there way before us, but we got in the line. But then as we got up to the line, he's like,
It's
"No,
called
you go."
Netflix and chilled.
Oh, Netflix
With
and
a
chilled.
D.
They can use Netflix in the name. Wow. I guess
It's
Netflix.
a Netflix original flavor.
Netflix would probably want that.
Yeah.
Well, 2 thumbs up. It was really good, actually.
Peanut butter ice cream with sweet and salty pretzel swirls and fudge brownies.
Yeah. If you're worried about the pretzel, don't worry about it. There's, it blends right in. Anyway, so this worship leader was there, so finally it's just Tammy and I versus his family. And it's like, you go, no, you go, no, you go, because we're Christians. So
like that guy who does the rival dads on Twitter.
Don't know about it.
Oh, he always talks about like the neighborhood dads. He said he told this rival dad at the chili competition, "Thanks for making yours mild, so the kids had something to eat."
Yeah, so that's hilarious. Yes.
Stuff like that.
So we get up to the front, and no, you go, no, you go. And it was kind of like a funny moment, like, oh man, neither of us want to go. The wives are like starting to get nervous. Just
the tension's building.
But I was hoping you would go first so you can start one of those Starbucks things where you pay for the people behind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he's like,
That's a good move.
Kind of looks at me like, are you serious?
I heard a good move. This lady was in a drive-through, and something happened with the lady behind her, and she's being all crazy, like a Karen. And so she gets up to the pay window and says, "I'll pay for the person behind me." And then she goes up to the collect the food window, gets her food, and then shows her the receipt for the other food and says, "Oh, I have the second order too," and takes that food. And so she takes the mean lady's food. Awesome. Whatever she ordered.
Oh, man.
So she goes from thinking that the lady in front paid for it to she has no food.
But also now all those workers on the inside are going to suffer.
Yeah. Been there.
Suffrage. Workers' suffrage.
Happy Labor Day.
Do you think women should be able to vote?
Do they know how to read the ballot?
They've been learning.
I guess.
Women be learning.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Susan be learning.
Susan be learning.
Oh, man. Anyways, was that a good episode?
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to share? I called Gig Harbor Prick Harbor, and I shared my problems with that. We already talked about that. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you already talk? Was that all that happened when you saw John at the movie theater?
Yeah, it was over. They left before the second post-credit scene. They saw the first one, and they thought it was over.
Ooh. Amateurs.
Amateurs. You got to look it up on your phone.
Yeah, look it up while the regular credits are rolling and see if there's anything else.
Exactly.
Oh, there's not good service in there.
I had fine service.
Oh, that must be that 5G.
But you know what? I was on the front one. I was on the first.
Maybe it's because you're vaccinated. The civil signal is going through
oh, yeah.
chip in your body.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. I don't. I saw Bill Gates' house,
The
the Medina one.
oh yeah,
It was pretty crazy. It was pretty covered up by trees, lots of trees, very jungly looking.
how did you see it? But you don't normally see it.
Saw it via boat.
Oh,
On
the
Sunday.
on the weekend.
Yeah. And then I also saw Paul Allen's house.
Oh.
Rip.
R.P. Paul Allen.
Also R.I.P. that black actor with the scar on his face.
Yeah,
What's his name? Something.
Michael K. Williams.
Maxwell Williams. Maxwell House Williams. What's his name?
I think it's just Michael Williams. Michael K.
Oh, I got the letters mixed up. Yeah. But the middle name was the M name.
Yeah, Medina's crazy. I had a friend in college who used to nanny for somebody down there, and you know, it's all rich people.
Oh yeah.
But
a $4 million boat. I googled it. Well, I was
yeah, she would go and like take a glass tram just from the place that you park.
Yeah, I saw all those.
You take a little glass tram and like the entryway, it goes down to an entryway. What's the thing where you have like a glass room, like a solarium sort of like room that you enter into?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Remember in Willy Wonka where they go inside the glass elevator?
Yeah.
They blast through the roof.
Wait, have you seen the memes of like, it's not memes, it's just like little clips of the grandpa and like where they taste. They're supposed to be like tasting the wallpaper or something like that.
Yeah.
But he is like, he's doing crude things to the wallpaper.
Oh, no.
It's like
I've seen a lot of the memes where it's like
background stuff in like kids' movies and stuff like that.
I've seen a lot of the memes from that scene where they're in his office and he thinks like he's kicking him out. He's like, I said good day.
That it gave me a bad feeling when I was a kid. It scared me for a long time.
But which one gave you worse feelings, the old one or the new one? Some people said they got more creepy feelings from the new one.
No, it's just
Johnny Depot.
The other one, I guess it was the anger. Because you never Johnny Depp, he's just weird.
Yeah.
But you never see anger like, ha ha ha. Here's how much, no matter what drugged out side pieces think, anger does not mean you love somebody.
There was that one scene where they're rowing on the boat and he's like, it goes faster and faster.
I know.
And it's like, that one was crazy. I saw another thing that said, oh, I understand how Grandpa Joe jumped out of bed so fast. And it zoomed in on him and he has the pinky nails. He has the long pinky nails. It's like, this is why he couldn't afford to live on his own.
Yeah, exactly.
And got out of bed so fast.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being in bed,
I'm in bed.
I should let you go. I need to let me go as well.
Class. I got class in the morning.
I got closing in the morning.
If I don't pass this, I'm fired.
Yeah, is it really possible not to pass?
Yes. You get a couple tries, but if you somehow magically can't do it, you can't do the job. So
is there stuff that you just don't do all the time or something like that? Yeah,
it's like this whole rule book, it's like a giant binder full of stuff that you in real life know how to find the information.
Right.
But now you're like taking tests on it. So.
Right.
But the tests are on the more used stuff. So it's very passable.
Yeah.
But like when I went to initial train school, there was someone that didn't pass.
Oh, sad. The Vermont one or whatever. Where were you?
Delaware.
I always say Vermont.
Wilmington, Delaware, Guess who else is? Guess what the station in Wilmington, Delaware is named?
Biden Station.
Correct. The Joseph whatever Biden Wilmington Station.
You know how people don't. You know what I was thinking about the other day? It's just you know how like ivermectin is all the rage now. Oh man,
Yeah.
there's just such sad stories. There was one about somebody who got shot, but they tried to go to the hospital and they couldn't get in because all the ivermectin overdose people were there.
Yeah, I heard that wasn't real.
Pooping themselves in their bed.
That Rolling Stone article.
Okay, well, there's another one where just appendix are bursting and they can't get in.
Yeah.
I saw that one tonight.
But the problem is, ivermectin is a regular human drug that humans take, but people are getting the horse one that's, you know, the dosages is off.
Wait, I need to send you. Yes, it's for...
It's for parasites of any kind. It's not just horse dewormer.
You can see it. Please look at the timestamp of this tweet. You can see how it helped people beat COVID if they're living in a third world place where they probably need more more care than just COVID. They probably need overall immunity help.
Yeah.
Look at the time.
I haven't got anything.
Because I texted it to Tammy. Dang it. Okay.
What the heck?
She's asleep. No, but what I was thinking about the ivermectin is just like all the like Republican people. It's like a new news story every day. It's like, you know what I think about a lot is the like the Wayfair, like them selling kids through online.
Oh gosh, yeah, whatever happened to that?
Yeah, exactly. Or freaking what's his name? Biden's. That's what reminded me. Whatever Biden's laptop. Hunter
Biden's artwork.
Yeah, his artwork too. Yeah, but his laptop being stolen and then whatever, everything. Emails.
Still text me.
I texted it to you. Why don't you have it? It says delivered. Anyways, it's just on to the next thing.
Oh, here it is.
We just got to help them. We just got to help them find their next conspiracy theory.
8:10 p.m.
No. Look at the tweets.
Oh, 1 hour, 22 seconds.
There's so many my loved one just passed tweets online that I can
find. How long have we been going back and forth for like a year at least?
I need
Michael sends me the tweets he finds where people are live tweeting their loved ones.
And I have to figure
it's a Twitter phenomenon where within minutes of someone dying, like their dad, they go online and they say, "My dad just died. Da 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 da. It's so sad. Blah 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 blah."
Selfie. Yeah, I wanted to find a way to make it funny, but I don't know how. But it's just, yeah, it's nonstop.
You need to come up with a good hashtag or something.
Deaddads.com.
It's on 22 seconds. My dad, he just passed.
That was a grandpa though, so
yeah.
But still, come on. Don't live tweet.
What did you do? Don't
take selfies at a funeral or going to a funeral.
While you're recording, watch what I sent you.
Okay. Then Will sent me something, but we're not going to. The stuff my friends send me at 4 a.m. Now, this is a podcast, but I'm going to describe. Someone's doing the knife. They're doing that knife between the fingers thing.
But it's toes.
It's doing it toes. And then some tomato soup is coming out of his finger when he missed it. And it's all like 1995 CGI guys.
Pixar.
Anyways.
The tongue one. That was my favorite part.
Okay, well, thank you for tuning into this podcast. This went much longer. Thank you, Will, for hopping on because this has been much longer than I thought it would
Glad
be.
to be here. What are we going to call these? The out of town series?
Out of town.